Hello, everybody, and welcome to our nation's capital for tonight's Mid-Eastern Athletic Conference Volleyball Championship match. Howard University has won 4 straight conference championships, while the Morgan State Bears look for their first MEAC championship since the year 2000. Take a look at our bracket and how these teams both got here. Coppin State gave Howard a run last night in the semifinal round, but Howard back now for the 5th straight year. And North Carolina A&T, who was in this match last year, lost in 5 sets last night to Morgan State. We welcome you courtside inside Bird Gymnasium alongside former professional volleyball player Cameron Irwin. I'm Sam Ravitch. It is great to have you with us here tonight for what should shape up to be a very good match. Like we said, Howard's been here before, Morgan State not in a while. What makes this match so interesting and what to watch for in this match?
Well, I think one of the big things is Howard going for 5 straight. Now you talk to Sean Kupferberg and he says, hey, we have to completely ignore that, but I still think they're playing for that legacy and that pride. Another interesting point, it's a new identity for Howard because they have so many new players versus a storied path for Morgan State. They faced so much adversity this season, losing a couple players and then having to come back after a couple tough losses as well. Both just tough offenses. So my big question is who's going to step up defensively?
And by the way, the only loss in conference play to Howard was against Morgan State this year. So that's also something to watch. All right, it helps in these matches to have some senior leadership, and Kira Porter provides that in spades. What does she mean to this Howard Bison team?
Well, being a senior, you have to bring that leadership. And it was so fun. I got a chance to catch up with her yesterday, and she said, hey, if we end up with this 5th straight, it's going to be such relief. It's going to mean everything to me. So huge play for Kira Porter.
Kira Porter, the middle blocker, is going to have her hands full on the other side for Morgan State. For Zoe McBride, the co-player of the year, her offense is explosive, Cameron.
Well, and that's that number right there. Nearly 5 kills per set for Zoe McBride. She has to be so creative in her attack because teams key in on her all the time. She always has 4 hands in front of her.
Shaping up to be a good one. The head coach for Ramona Riley Bozier. And when you think of Morgan State volleyball, you think of Ramona Riley Bozier in her 32nd season. One of the most accomplished coaches in all of Division I. Sean Kupferberg on the other side for Howard, we'll get to him in a bit, is no stranger to being in this championship match. First point will go to Howard. There is Sean Kupferberg now in his 8th season at the helm. He was the 28 MEAC Coach of the Year. That was his 2nd time, was also the Coach of the Year in 2014.
Now, just to give you a little bit of an update, too, that was actually the 2nd point on the board. So Howard currently leads 2-1. They were just so excited to get this championship underway, and they were so eager they started early.
Well, as a player, I can imagine you probably want to get things going, not wait for TV, right?
I'm going to tell you, Sam, this might be one of the funnest environments in the country tonight. I got a chance to watch both semifinals last night along with our producer, Lori, and we were stunned by the energy in this gymnasium. It's outstanding.
Lots of energy.
Lots of energy, lots of dancing, lots of fun.
I have to imagine, too, these are probably some of the more exciting matches to play throughout your entire collegiate volleyball career, but there's a big block right in the middle there. That's number 14, Tamara Wells, a 6-foot freshman out of Florida.
Well, and that sets up perfectly. I got a chance to catch up with Sean Kupferberg, and I said, hey, what do you need to do to slow down Morgan State? He said, we got to key in on their 2 attackers. That's going to be Zoe McBride and Tyler Robinson. So they're going to shift some of their middle attacks. They're going to start to drift that direction just in preparation for the outside
That's
attack.
A service ace right there. Brings it to 5-1. Bison on top here in the first set. Keep in mind, play to 25. Best of 5 sets. Have to win by 2. That is our game of volleyball tonight. Looking for a tip there. Did not get it off the swing of Sarah Brown, the 5'9" sophomore out of Bowie, Maryland. And an early timeout for head coach Ramona Riley Bozier. Not liking what she has seeing out there. 6-1, the Bison on top. Very familiar with this spot. More to come next on ESPNU. Ramona Riley Bozier, 32nd season. at the helm for the Bears, trying to will her team back to a conference championship and a bid to the NCAA tournament. It's a good way to get it started there on that left pin. Michaela Ross getting involved in the offense.
Michaela Ross is just fun to watch play. She's only 5'7", and she's attacking not just from the outside, but primarily on the right side. She absolutely flies.
At a system ball, chance for the Bears. Straight up the middle. And a kill there.
I like Morgan State's eye work here, recognizing that there are holes in the middle of the court, really trying to utilize that early in this match.
That was Sade DeBro, excuse me, the 5'11 junior out of Fort Washington, Maryland. Tyler Robertson splits the block.
Well, that's going to be one of the differences. Watch the set height here in transition for Robertson. It's going to go above the height of the antenna, well above it. That's one of the differences. Zoe McBride likes that faster tempo set even in transition. So as a blocker, you have to know who's in front of you.
Another good serve and a free ball for the Bears. On the right pin. She can get it done anywhere on the court. Michaela Ross, the junior.
Michaela Ross loves to attack the seam. That's what she did all last night, and I have a feeling she's going to try and find that seam all throughout this evening.
Yeah, how about the fight from the Bears, huh? They keep crawling back into this one, down by one again.
See, and there's that just a half a second late for Kira Porter on the block, which leaves just enough of a hole. Here's another good look at it. Ross is so good at seeing what's going on. So if I'm a block on the other side, I actually may try and show that I'm in a block line and then
Of course, Ramona Riley-Bozier, the winningest coach at Morgan State, has 472 victories to her name. One of the deepest and most talented teams, I think you would agree, Cameron, this year that she has had. At the net, Kira Porter with a kill. Off the top of the block there, brings the lead back to 2.
Substitution for the Bison, number 16 replacing number 8, number 12 replacing number 4.
Substitutions now for Howard
16, Kayla
as well.
Diaz.
Kayla Diaz, the freshman setter. Part of this freshman setting duo that really has transitioned pretty seamlessly into the college game. That's not always that easy, but it seems like they make it look pretty easy. Too many touches for Morgan State.
I definitely think it's a challenge. You know, you talked to Coach Kupferberg and he said, well, sometimes one setter is feeling a little bit better than the other and it changes every single game. I said, you know, are there 3 rotations that work better for you? He goes, honestly, it changes every single match. He's even tried running a 5-1 from time to time. They're still trying to figure it out.
That one off the block and down from Tyler Robertson.
The service line for the Lady Bears.
And again, Howard went 14-1 in conference play. The only loss was to this Morgan State team, a team that is relentless. They don't give up, and the block is there. Sarah Brown, the 5'9" sophomore.
That's a nice read from Brown because Kira Porter's last 2 swings actually went to the left back corner. This time she tries to cut it back to the right side, and Brown does a nice job with her hands.
On the left pin, Marcel Butler looking for a tip, and she got it.
Bison. Marcel Butler, substitution for the Bison, number 2, replacing number 21 at the service line, number 2, Addie Morrow.
Watch for them to try to go at Robertson here in the serve reception.
Robertson gets it back, but a huge stuff on that right pin.
So this goes exactly the way Howard plans it. They push Robertson deep into the court, try and make her delay a second longer before the attack. The higher ball to the pin, and their block shifts automatically to the outside.
22-19, Howard in front. Fola Wilson in the back row there, nice dig. Up the middle, Journey Tipton was there. Too far away for any help.
Now, Howard didn't just win that point. However, they are making adjustments. One of the other ones I just saw in that last rally is the fact that on Michaela Ross's swing, Howard closed up their block. You saw her force down the line, and then it was a dig transition.
Kayla Diaz, a nice set, nice save. What an athletic play to keep this rally alive. On the right pin, Butler. Some more effort, and that ball comes over to us. Morgan State will not give up easily. They will not go down.
One of the best defensive teams in the MEAC, especially in the backcourt. Now, blocking they still need to improve upon, but man, their down defense is impressive.
Robertson, change up over the net. Genevieve Santos to Robertson again. Out of system ball for the Bison. Good chance here for Robertson. Off the block and out. And Morgan State back within two.
And that set is just so impressive from Roy Wallace. She's about 27 feet from her destination of where she wants that ball to go. Just absolutely locates it with tempo all the way to the pin.
She has led this team in assists for 4 consecutive seasons. So she too was a freshman setter that was a standout block. Morgan State climbing back into it. Down by 1.
If I'm Howard, I'm staying away from my right side right now because Zoe McBride has had several blocks in this first set. Now, even though they've been covered from time to time, she is still a force to be reckoned with. So I'm going to try and go the direction of Roy Wallace.
And they do go to Journey Tipton on the left pin, and it should be a coach. Coach Cameron Irwin.
Well, there's just a little bit more of a mismatch there on the outside. You can see even that higher lofted set. Just give your attacker a chance to take a big swing at the ball when there is that mismatch.
Brings it to set point for the Bison, 24-22 here in the first. Myra Blair's serve into the net. And a service error. Coach Pufferberg not happy with that. Just giving a point right back.
Howard's all stacked left. That means all 3 of their attackers on the left side right now. They're going to have to disperse as this ball's served.
On the slide. And out of bounds, off the swing of Tamar Wells.
And that's why they stacked that left side. They wanted to use Tamar Wells on the slide attack. They're still stacking left as well, so she'll still go on the slide. Now watch for them maybe to go Journey.
Got to win by 2. And a service ace. Sophie Payrek. And that'll give set point to Morgan State now.
If you're Howard, you have to watch out. Do not give life to this Morgan State team because they're only going to get more deadly.
Sophie Payrek has 38 aces this season. On the slide, tough set to try to get anything behind it. Zoe McBride off the block, kept alive. Good chance here for the Bears. McBride off high hands in the first set. We'll go to the Bears.
Zoe McBride.
Welcome you back to the 2019 MEAC Volleyball Championship game between Morgan State and Howard. Morgan State trailed for the majority of that first set, but came back and won. They have a 1-0 lead over Howard. Again, play to 5 sets. You got to win 3. So the first to win 3 is going to take this thing home and then go on with the automatic bid to the NCAA tournament.
Now it's also important to note, Morgan State has had one heck of a path here. 4 sets in their quarterfinal, 5 sets last night in the semifinal. I think they're going to be in for a long one too.
I mean, at this point, you're running on adrenaline, right? I mean, you got to be. You're up till 2 a.m. in the morning a couple nights ago, and last night was a late one as well.
Yeah, another 11 o'clock last night. But you know what? Ramona Riley Bozier is having so much fun, and this team is having so much fun. This is what you live for, right? It's the conference championship, so you absolutely are running on adrenaline, and yeah, nothing else matters right now.
You got Thanksgiving coming up, and how nice and sweet that would be if you can come back to the family and say, hey, we're going to the NCAA tournament. What do you look for in this second set? Maybe from Howard to come out with a little bit of a different mindset?
You know what? I think they came out really well. If you remember back to the beginning of that set, their offensive efficiency was really high. It was just late in that first set where they started to get in some trouble in terms of their serve reception, which also led to them getting blocked as well. Because if they're out of system, if their passes are going awry, it gives Morgan State a chance to get a good block in front of them.
They have struggled at times defensively. They average 12.95 digs per set as a team. That ranks 7th in the conference. Miscommunication there. Morgan State ends up with the first point of the second set.
And I like that the first ball, the first attack comes from the middle of the court.
Tyler Robertson with the serve. Up the middle, Kira Porter off the block.
The pursuit is so real for Morgan State. The fact that that ball was tipped off the block, and yet you still have Jasmine Hubbard full send into the bleachers to try and chase that down.
4 kills, 7 attempts for Kira Porter, hitting .429. Cross court kill.
So Sam, when you're statting an attacker, if you're trying to figure out where their shots are going, usually what you look for is it to go in a wide array if it's your attacker. Right now, Zoe McBride is doing a really nice job moving the ball around. She's hit the sharp angle, the deep angle, and also down the line.
How much credit does Roy Wallace get for that as well, setting her up so nicely?
Yeah.
Those are tough sets, too.
If your set isn't there, that means you're going to be really limited in your terms of your options.
Journey Tipton just trying to find some open swings, not getting them though. Whistle, point will go to Howard there.
Wallace didn't get her left hip really around that ball, so she kept dragging her left side into that set, which is why you end up seeing that double contact just a little too late with that left hand.
Kayla Williams will check in for Howard. Kayla Diaz to the bench. Tamar Wells in as well. Wallace and a block there on that left pin. Howard was right there.
And I like this strategy from Howard. They go with a short serve that pulls Zoe McBride all the way up to the net, which means she's going to be limited in her transition space. She's not going to be as dynamic, which is why they ultimately end up with a block.
Another whistle there and a net violation.
Net violation charged to the Bison.
That'll be charged to Howard.
Substitution for the Lady Bears with the 12, replacing number 11 at the service line, number 28, Roy Wallace.
Roy Wallace leads this conference, averaging 10.19 assists per set. On the left pin, blocked straight back, but out. And a swing and a kill for Kaylin Williams.
Michaela Ross just plays at 100% of the time. She goes up for that block like she's going to throw it back. Sometimes you just got to cool down a little bit, get set, and be steady in that block. She's going for the big stuff.
Wallace to the right side. McBride swing goes low.
Bison!
That's what I call forcing a little bit too much. Wallace about 20 feet away, throwing that back set. Sometimes you just got to find a decent swing.
Journey Tipton, a pretty good serve On the left pin, off the antenna, and the point to Howard.
That ball is out, Bison.
Swing from Michaela Ross into the antenna there. Draws an immediate whistle. 6-3 Howard here. Try McBride on the cross court. Gets a kill there. Zoe McBride has got 8 kills to lead the way tonight.
Sarah Blair just out of position in terms of her defense. She got caught behind the block. You want to stay on the outer edge of the inside blocker.
Nice up in the back there by Genevieve Santos. Keep that one alive. Up the middle, Tamar Wells has it blocked straight back. Somehow they get it over on the overpass, looking for a tip, and they get it. Sade Debro with the kill, but she exhales there a little bit because that was out of bounds.
Right now, this is a story of a run of points for both of these teams, each one getting 2 or 3 at a time.
Overpass again, straight down.
And a big reason why? Because the serve receive is starting to get some issues on both sides, so that limits their offensive opportunities.
Zoe McBride, 40-plus aces this year. To cause havoc for team service receive. And into the net there for Sade Debro. Unforced error for Morgan State.
At the service line for the Bison, number 15, Bola Wilson.
Seven to 6, Howard with the lead here in the second. Right pin, a whistle blows. And a net violation.
Charge to the Bison point.
The charge to the Bison. A couple of net violations we've seen for Howard in this set alone.
I think it's a little bit of nerves, right? You get so excited, you're going for the big stuff blocks, so everything is slightly exaggerated. You just got to settle in a little bit and manage those nerves.
My goodness. Such a violent swing that she's looking to hurt that ball. Kaylin Williams.
You talk about hurting the ball. How about hurting the hand of the Morgan State block? Because that's going right through the seam. And it's tough, as we all like to be as blockers. I'm going to tell you, sometimes they do hurt.
Find the right back corner there, Tyler Robertson.
And that's a great creative swing from Robertson. She has a very well-formed loft in front of her, high elevated above the top of the net, and she finds the deep shot, knows the right back defender sliding up underneath that block.
She played a big role last night, too, to this Morgan State team getting to where they are. Here, Porter up the middle. 5 for 8 tonight. She's hitting 500 with 1 error.
And the service line will be number 2.
I would try and find your middles as much as possible if you're Howard.
Abby Morrow, the serve into the net. Not happy with herself there. 3 service errors for Howard tonight. Only 1 on the other side for Morgan State. Bola Wilson, and that point's gonna go to Morgan State. Hand just went over the net for Howard.
Tyler Robertson at the service line.
Porter to the floor.
I love Kayla Diaz finding her middles. That time middle is even behind her back, and she still goes for the A-ball, the quick back set.
Kira Porter, the senior, sends it away. A swing and a block. Marcel Butler, redshirt sophomore at Canton, Georgia.
kind of that out of system from the 10-foot line. Nice adjustment on the block. If they're on that 10, you got to delay a second longer.
Marcel Butler, tough set to handle, and just touching it over. Roy Wallace. Heads up play by the senior just to find that open court.
You know what's interesting is Howard is currently in a rotation where it's one of their best point scoring rotations. So when they're actually, the ball's in their hand, they score a lot of points here. But in the side out game, they struggled last night.
And get a little bit of help there.
They don't have to worry about it now.
A little bit of help.
Substitution for the Bison. Correction.
A couple of substitutions, and Howard now in the lead, 12-11. Morgan State took the first set, 26-24.
For the Lady Bears, 8 replacing 1. Samira Blair at the service line.
Samira Blair sends it away. On the slide, Shady DeBro. Bola Wilson was there, but just too hot to handle.
And I like the confidence Roy Wilson has to be able to use that slide when she needs to in the side out. Instead of going to Zoe McBride on the outside, try and develop a little bit of a different offensive scheme.
I remember you talking to Cameron earlier how balanced the Howard offense is. I think we're seeing some pretty balanced offense as well from Morgan State tonight. You got 8 kills from McBride, 6 from Robertson. A couple from DeBro and Brown as well. Good rally here. McBride off the block. Genevieve Santos is there. McBride on again. Folo Wilson with the save. At the net. My goodness. McBride, her swing goes long, and a huge momentum point for the Howard Bison.
And now this place is electric. Just the ability to recycle the ball on both sides of the net. Just outstanding play, getting underneath your attackers, getting underneath the block, and just protecting your side of the floor.
You've played in rallies like that. How exhausting is that? It's a lot easier for us to call it on the sideline here.
Yeah, you're definitely huffing and puffing by the end.
I'd imagine so. Michael Mitchell on the left pin. 6'2" junior from Clovis High School, transferred from Wake Forest in the ACC following her sophomore year last year. Brother Donovan plays small forward for the Demon Deacons basketball team. Oh my, that was great effort, but still a service ace for the Bison and Journey Tipton. All right, a 3-point lead here in the second set. Howard on top, trying to take the second set. More to come next.
Let's hope you're enjoying the game. Due to time constraints, though, it's time now to move ahead to further action.
What does Howard need to do, too? Because, we saw them at the end of that first set really not have great service receive and finish out that set, but they're up by 3 here. They need to get another couple of points to put away the second set.
Well, number one is when Kira Porter's in the front row, find her, because right now she's hitting 545. Right now, she's not up in the front, so trying to move that ball around, kind of the same concept, get multiple attackers involved.
For the Lady Bears, number 11 replacing number 12 at the service line, number 11, Jasmine Hopper.
That's the 6th service error there.
Excuse me, Kira Porter is in the front row, so you got to find her.
See if they will go to her. They will, and puts it straight to the floor. What a big second set she's having, and she can only do so much. She's calling for the ball, trying to get that offense going.
Just feed the beast.
Abby Morrow.
Until they start to slow her down, keep going to her.
Abby Morrow with the serve. Wallace up the middle, finding Sarah Brown. And a crucial side out there for Morgan State.
At the service line for the Lady Bears, number 3, Tyler Robertson.
Interested to see about this serve receive here for Howard late in the set. Ola Wilson gets a good one up to the middle. Journey Tipton into the block. She's had a tough time getting her offense going against Morgan State. They have had that block set right in front of Journey Tipton's face all night tonight.
Well, watch for Howard now to try and shift that ball location a little bit closer to the antenna. That ball's starting to drift inside where the stronger middle blocker, Sarah Brown, is. They want to attack Roy Wallace pin to pin.
Wallace to McBride. Nice up by Morrow in the back for Howard University. McBride out of system. Here a Porter. And a kill. Kira Porter's leading the way with 9 now.
She's just seeing red. Watch her hard work in transition. Just 2 quick steps to get back up and attack angles of the court. She's not just going straight in front of her.
She'll serve it away with a 2-point lead here in the second, and a service ace for the senior. Getting it done in all rotations, all corners of the court tonight. Was selected as the tournament's most outstanding player last year. Could be on her way to getting a second nomination this year if she keeps this play up. Looking for an edge there, not going to get it. Was Tamar Wells. Another side out for Morgan State.
Well, and she's been a little bit more quiet this evening. She was the Rookie of the Year for the MEAC. And you got a chance to catch up with Kupferberg, and he said, you know, she was so raw when she came in, but she was like a sponge. She just soaked everything up, and she's improved vastly from the beginning of the season.
Tipton down the line. Taking some frustration out there.
But remember what I said, they're looking to shift that set further to the antenna because Tipton wasn't getting the look she wanted, which was to go down the line at Wallace. That's the adjustment.
The service line will be number 4.
See if that opens up some opportunities there. I'm sure Coach Kupferberg likes seeing that. Trying to put this second set away here. Service ace for Samara Blair. That'll bring it to set point here. And a timeout for Morgan State. What have you seen down the stretch here in the second set for Howard as compared to the first?
Well, I think their offensive efficiency in the second half of the second set is vastly improved. Along with their service pressure, we've seen a couple aces as well, trying to put the pressure on Morgan State's serve reception.
Trying to put this one away, 24-20. Howard has been in this situation all too familiar with winning the MEAC tournament. See the last 5 champions. It's been the Bison the last 4, trying to make it 5. If they are able to do so, that would tie the longest streak in MEAC history with Florida A&M back from 01 to 09.
Well, in talking to Kupferberg, he said at the beginning of the season, it was just pure chaos because they didn't know what this team would look like. Running a 6-2 after running a 5-1, 2 new freshman setters in. They struggled at the beginning of the season. And then as things started to get settled as the season went on, he realized, wow, we really still have something here. And it was interesting. I said, you know, do you like the pressure of going for 5 straight? And he goes, oh, you know what? I kind of hate that when people talk about it because this team has such a new identity.
Yeah.
They're not connected to that whatsoever, except for, I think, Kira Porter, who's feeling it as a senior. He said, well, we have 10 new players. They haven't earned a championship yet, and this is their chance.
Yeah, Kira Porter, really the only senior that gets reasonable playing time and is involved offensively. She's come alive here in the second set. Keeping this second set alive is Zoe McBride.
Substitution for the Lady Bears number 12 replaces number 11.
She's got 9 kills.
28, Roy Wallace.
Williams, what a save in the back. On again, Abby Morrow. Williams taps over. Wallace to McBride. Fola Wilson can't get there with the one-arm extension.
You know, as impressive as the offenses are for both of these teams, the backcourt defense has really been on display. Both teams just digging their heels into the floor to be able to dig those hard-driven balls.
A timeout for Howard here. And Coach Kupferberg to talk some things over. This is interesting because it looks like you're watching almost the same movie over again. It's the will to win, and Morgan State just not giving up on set point, backs against the wall.
Right now they're getting a chance to discuss a little bit about their defensive approach with Fola. They're trying to say, hey, shift over, because what's interesting, Zoe McBride, like I mentioned, likes the cross-court angle. She kind of goes with that wrist-away swing. So even if the block is set up, you got to make sure as the lib, you're shifting a little bit further outside of it, because she's going to try and go sharp angle on you.
And from talking to coaches too this year, I thought it was interesting. They really do not like the one-arm extension save from their liberos. I was funny, like listening to some of the coaches.
It's an emergency move.
Right.
That's the difference, right? So if you could get two hands on it, definitely better than one. But there are so many times throughout a match and throughout a rally where you have to go with one. Because what's interesting is actually if you go with one, your extension is further. Right. Because you're able to shift your shoulder, whereas your other hand can't reach as far. So there's a time and a place for both maneuvers.
I just thought it was funny too, just talking to coaches, like, what's upset you this year? We got to use two hands. We got to use two. I just thought it was funny. Fola Wilson there. Still set point for the Bison. McBride sneaks one through.
But where did you see Howard's block set up? They were heavy into the angle. Defensively behind them, they shifted even further. McBride made the adjustment, sees the line shot available. Nice heads-up play by her.
Incredibly smart player for just being a sophomore. Overpass point to Morgan State.
Back row attack there from Samira Blair, the setter. She can't go above the height of the net and put the ball over.
So again, we're tied 24 all. A service ace brings it 25-24. My goodness, what a comeback.
Well, I mentioned Wallace is one of the best servers in the MEAC, and she's sitting back there doing some damage.
And that serve just floats long. Lori Wallace was trying to end it there.
I jinxed her.
Who's going for it? All tied, 25 all again. Have to win by 2 points. Wallace on the backside to McBride. Williams with an out-of-system swing. Chance for McBride. Cross court. There it is again.
Howard blocking needs to pay attention to the angle of attack. Where is that set actually getting positioned? Watch how far inside this ball is. And that block is about 3 feet too wide. You got to drop your eyes, find your attacker, and find the set.
Set point for the Bears once again. Williams. She has a cross court and ties it up again.
Oh man, is it getting hot in here? My goodness. Williams again on the right side.
At the service line for the Bison, number 15,
she hasn't tipped the ball yet.
Wilson.
I know she hasn't. Galen Williams, the 5'8" sophomore from Arlington, Texas, had 12 kills last night. Already got 9 tonight. Fola Wilson will set Williams. Cross court, nice up by Roy Wallace, the setter. Williams off the block. on the left pin, and a kill. Tyler Robertson.
That was such a heads-up block from Morgan State. They saw the crossing play in the middle of that rally, got 4 hands in front of the double or the 2-ball out of the middle. Nice job by them to slow down that attack.
Set point again for the Bears. Can they finish it off? Williams cancels that.
Samira Blair, great job with the set location. You know where the hot hitter is. You go against the flow, trust your attack. And now Williams in the backcourt, but another interesting point, Blair has found herself in the front row because we're in extended play.
Attacking that left pin right side for Howard. Williams from the back row. They're going to the hot hand again on the left pin. Can't get anything behind it. And a kill. Michael Mitchell coming up big. The junior outside hitter.
Howard has to last just one more point. They've got to figure out what they're doing defensively because ball's going to go to the outside.
There it is. Did it go long? It did. No, they're looking for a tip.
And it was a net violation, actually. There may have been a tip off the touch, off the top of the block, but regardless, there was a net violation, so ball goes the direction of Morgan State.
And immediately, Coach Kupferberg grabs the challenge card. And he's going to want them to take another look at this.
Yeah, you see on the way down, Samira Blair, just her rib cage kind of rolls down the length of it. Right there. And the ball is still in the air, the other part of that as well, still in the air when the net violation occurred. If the ball had landed
That's a good point.
prior to the net violation, then it would have gone the direction of Howard.
Point, Lady Bears.
Blair's in a tough spot. She's now running a 5-1 offense. It's a small setter in the front row.
Kira Porter off the block. Blair there to save it. Getting a hand in on the block there was Blair. Getting up for it. And whistle blows. Point to Morgan State. 29-28. We'll keep going all night.
You know, it'll be interesting to see is if Howard in transition switches and Blair just drops off and doesn't block, and you put Porter up there by herself.
Blair to the left pin and a kill for Micah Mitchell. She's had a couple of big swings late in this second set.
I would try and find her more often. Again, I'm so impressed. She's just fluid in her attack.
6'2" junior. Off the top of the tape, and an ace. Sometimes you need a little luck. Set point Bison, trying to even this thing up one set apiece. Up the middle, and we're going to stay tied at 30.
Lady Bears.
I love it going at Sarah Brown. She wants the ball. She's calling for it extra loud, especially in those rotations.
Tyler Robertson, who can string 2 points in a row. Journey Tipton cross court, whistle blows. And a net violation point to Howard there.
That's when you're just trying to go up and get the stuff off. Sometimes you just got to do your job. Take away some space and let your defense work behind you.
Again, set point for Howard. Good serve from Kira Porter. Long set across the net. Williams looking for the back row. Not going to get it. Goes long.
We might be here all night.
we could be here all night.
And I'm totally okay with that.
At the service line will be number 8, Sophie Hayrich.
Starting to see some big huffing and puffing out there from both sides. Tired legs. Who can string together 2 points in a row here? Tipton straight down off the block. That's a good start.
Well, that's a different attack for Journey Tipton. They changed that location. She comes into the interior of the court, attacks kind of a 3-ball, we'll call it, a lofted 3, looking for a gap.
Set point. McBride, Fola Wilson, what a save. Awkward contact there, and the whistle blows on Samara Blair.
That's a double violation.
You know, there are a lot of oohs and ahs in the crowd, but it was the right call. That's the second contact of your allotted 3. Has to be a clean contact. And Blair just kind of got her hands a little funky on it.
Tipton on the right pin this time. On the other side, and the whistle. Looking for a tip, and they're going to get it. Point's going to go to the Bears. Michaela Ross on the kill. Lots of boos here from the Howard faithful. Coach Kupferberg's going to use his second of 3 challenges, it looks like.
Looking for a touch off the block. Now, it's really hard to tell because when that ball hits the top of the net, it will shift it and move it.
Coach Kupferberg is challenging the call to touch.
So again, coaches get 3 challenges, excuse me. Coach Kupferberg has used 2 of his so far.
So watch where the ball, ooh, that's tough. And our down official, Morgan Shannon, the one thing is he calls that almost instantaneously. He was very confident in that call. He's standing right next to it. And so, you know, it's hard to tell. And remember, the call actually stands the direction of off the top of the block.
And again, Coach Kupferberg was in a tough spot there. You need conclusive evidence to overturn a call. Just might not have got it there. And the set point now to Morgan State. Williams keeps it alive. Coach Kupferberg just shaking his head over there. And I think we all kind of are. Miraculous set here. It just keeps going back and forth. Keep in mind, a normal set you played at 25. We've gone long gone past that. 33 all. Right pin, McBride into the dig of Fola Wilson. Cross court, looking for the back row. No dice. Wait for Micah Mitchell, goes long.
At the service line, number 7, Zoe McBride, set point.
Williams, when they have needed a kill, they have gone to Kaylin Williams, the sophomore, outside hitter.
Williams just continues to impress. My goodness, how many swings has she had on the night? She's already up to 12 kills, 29 attempts, hitting .379.
We may get some career highs tonight if this one keeps going the way it has. Williams there, awkward contact there from Morgan State. Porter on the slide, just a bit narrow on the swing into the net.
Now, as a reminder, Howard's having to run a different offensive system, the 5-1, which allows Porter to go behind from time to time. But remember, Williams is now also on that right side.
Tough serve there. Fola Wilson gets there. And a kill. Micah Mitchell.
Not surprising to see them get out of those rotations with 3 of their strongest attackers in the front row.
What was the longest set you played? What was the long? I mean,
gosh, I can't even remember. It was a 5-setter against USC back in the day. I think it finished like 22-20 in the 5th.
That swing goes long. And now the Bison with the set point.
At the service line, number 8, Kaylin Williams. Set point.
Williams behind the service line. Wallace to the left pin, and a swing goes long, and the Howard University Bison will take the second set and even things up here in the MEAC championship match. What a second match, 37-35. We've got set 3 coming up next.
This is championship volleyball.
We welcome you back to the MEAC Conference Championship match here inside Bird Gymnasium. The Howard University Bison just took the second set. That's right, the score is not wrong. That's 37-35 in the set that would never end. We welcome you courtside here alongside Cameron Irwin, Sam Ravitch. Great to have you with us here tonight. Did you catch your breath yet?
No, I'm trying to figure out what just happened.
Look, it was an incredible match. You had 9 different set points, excuse me. It was incredible. What did you take away, or what can you take away from a set like that?
Well, from the first and the second set, I think it's important to note that they're both due sets.
Yeah.
So only won by 2 points, and both in extended time. So 26-24 and then 37-35. So I think that speaks to both of these teams just being so gritty, and not only in their offensive efficiency, but also in their backcourt play. From top to bottom, their stats are nearly identical. Their efficiencies, their digs, their blocks, just one in difference. So I think both of these teams just truly came to play, and they are just putting everything on the floor.
Yeah, and also, how about the expensive play of Williams and just getting some kills when she needed them, and also on the other side for Zoe McBride, and players that maybe wouldn't get the swings in those situations had to get called up in those situations.
Well, especially in the extended sets, what starts to happen, and we saw it for Howard, they had to go to a 5-1 offense with Blair, just 5'7", having to make some big-time blocks up at the net. She was doing everything she possibly could to get her team into a position to win that set. Ultimately, it goes their direction, so hats off to Blair for finishing out that second set.
Believe it or not, there's another set that's yet to be played, and we're all tied 1-1. Could be a long night. Let's take a look at some of the highlights here in this one. And again, players that may not have been getting some swings get some swings, and they get crucial ones here in the second set.
Well, that's because when you've got 2 primary attackers like Morgan State has in McBride and Robertson, you've got to try and find some openings in other places. Where are those openings? In the middle of the floor. So they started to try and get their middles more involved. Expect them to also try and do that a little bit more into this third set, because right now Howard is starting to tee off their blockers in front of the big-time attackers. And for Howard, I mean, you saw the middle attack there from Wells. They've had such success there as well. Kira Porter hitting .438 in the first 2 sets, 9 kills. She's nearly up to the double digit. And then her counterpart, Kaylin Williams tonight, the right side, 12 kills already on the night.
No doubt, a second set to remember. Howard 37, Morgan State 35. You had a difference of 2 points again in that first set and the second. If the third set is anything, history may repeat itself, who knows? But when you look at the stats and the stat sheet that we have in front of us between the first and second set, Kaylin Williams with 7 kills in that second set. And you also have an improvement of 7 for Zoe McBride and 5 as well for Tyler Robertson. Are there any numbers that maybe jump out to you from that second set that we saw?
Well, actually, the thing that jumps out to me is the defensive play. So if you look at the team total blocks, 5 for Howard and 4 for Morgan State, just 1 in separation. Then you look at the digs, just 2 of difference. Morgan State just up by 2 with 34 as opposed to 32. So if you can remember back to the beginning of this match,
all the way back there.
We talked about the offense efficiency for both of these teams, but the real question is who's going to be able to separate themselves with their defensive play. And right now, you're seeing deuce sets because everything is completely even.
All right, so Coach Kupferberg took a nice breath. Ramona Riley-Bozier sat down, and will catch her breath as well. The players will catch their breaths, and we are ready to go here for set 3.
At the service line for the Lady Bears.
Again, Sam Ravitch, Cam Irwin with you here for this MEAC championship match between Howard and Morgan State. Winner punches their ticket to the NCAA tournament. Howard has won this match the last 4 straight years. Morgan State trying to end that streak. Off to a good start there with Tyler Robertson on a kill.
Point, Lady Bears.
Point to the Lady Bears. Journey Tipton.
Journey Tipton.
Sam, I think one of the big questions now is after that second set, if you're Morgan State, how do you not let down? How can you maintain your focus and continue to fight into this third set?
Robertson cross court. Tyler Robertson, a couple of kills here for the Bears.
At the service line for the Lady Bears, number 3, Tyler Robertson.
Zoe McBride's had a little bit of a struggle with her serve reception late into that second set, and then now early into this first. That pass pushed beyond the 10-foot line.
Tamar Wells.
Tamar Wells.
And just named the MEAC Rookie of the Year. And like you said, Coach Kupferberg was pretty adamant about saying, you know, she was raw coming in. And goes to show you what a season can do.
Well, and he said that in regards to all of his athletes as well. The type of athlete that he's able to recruit here are these kids that have so much potential, so much athleticism. And he talked to me about, hey, I never really want to overcoach. I want them to still be athletes. I still want them to go out and never be fearful of making an error so that their athleticism can show through. I think he's done a really nice job with this program.
I would agree, too. And by the way, we haven't mentioned this yet, but he scheduled some pretty tough non-conference matches this year for Howard University as Williams swings one into the net. But look, when you go out and you schedule matches early in the year against a ranked USC team, you lose to a very good Ole Miss team in the SEC this year. You also play Yale, Maryland, George Washington. Those are not easy teams to play. And just part of keeping Howard up at the top of the MEAC conference, somehow kept alive there for Morgan State. Tipton down the line. Point to Morgan State there.
Lady
Kupferberg right now is very frustrated. He doesn't have those challenges. He's trying. Yeah. He's thinking about it.
So he's already used 2, and again, you get one more. So if a 5th set is needed, you get an additional one. But I don't think Coach Kupferberg wants to maybe use that 3rd one yet. Journey Tipton with the kill there brings it within 2 to Morgan State early in the 3rd set. Genevieve Santos,
at the service line, number 3.
The DS will check in for the Lady Bears. McBride off the top of the block, some high hands there for Howard. A powerful swing from Micah Mitchell. McBride tries the line. Up the middle, and it's finally going to fall. A point for Sade DeBro.
If you're on Morgan State right now, you just have to stay steady in these extended rallies because Howard is continually bringing the ball back. Don't get frustrated. Just continue to try and find different ways to work your offense.
Out of system ball for Howard. That would swing goes long.
Point, Lady Bears.
Back error for Journey Tipton.
Timeout. Bison.
Bison will take a break here. Morgan State and the Lady Bears out to an early 4-point lead here in the 3rd set.
Well, it's interesting if you take a look at the path for Morgan State to get to this championship. From the start of their season, they started out pretty tough. They had multiple losses through September, and then they get into October. They pick up a good win over North Carolina Central, lost to North Carolina A&T, lost to Howard, lost to Norfolk State, and then all of a sudden, things start to shift. They pick up 5 wins nearly in a row. 2 of those end up being Howard and Norfolk State, along with Coppin as well. So they started to shift. There was a big dynamic there. And we got a chance to talk to Ramona Riley Bozier about it, and she said she had to go to her outsides and say, hey guys, we got to have a little bit of a come to Jesus meeting. We got to figure out what's going on here because we need to shift what's happening.
Marcel Butler on the kill there. And, you know, I think the other thing, too, is, again, Howard has kind of been this unbeaten. You haven't been able to beat him in the last 5 years. And the fact that the only loss in conference play for Howard came at the hands of Morgan State kind of gives him the confidence in this match to say, hey, we've already beaten these guys before. So maybe just a little bit of added confidence helps. Kira Porter, a strong serve. Robertson into a block and is down. Point to the Bison. Some tough words from head coach Sean Kupferberg out of the break. Fired up his Bison.
Morgan State's got to figure out their serve reception here. That's a better ball.
Tough set, though, and Robertson, her swing, able to get it down off a block.
But there's still a miscommunication there on the offensive scheme between Wallace and Robertson. Robertson comes heavy into an inside ball. That ball was shot well past her, but she manages it well.
On that back right side, Marcel Butler. Off some high hands. Morrow has done a great job in the back row for Howard tonight. Gets to another one there. Fola Wilson throws over. Zoe McBride through the block.
But Howard again making the adjustment with their block on Sarah Brown. They adjusted the block, got 4 hands in front of her, but then next thing you know, Zoe McBride comes out and finds just the tiniest of seams there between the block.
17-11 Morgan State here in the third set. Marcel Butler. McBride off the block. Try McBride again. Diaz to the left pin. Tipton down the line. Finds the back left corner. And Journey Tipton has got 11 kills tonight.
I like that swing from Tipton. She sees the block as well as the defense behind the block. Robertson was kind of shifted up near the 10-foot line, so she had plenty of room to work with down the line.
Journey Tipton carried this team last night in the 4-set win. 19 kills, 11 digs. Attacking error there for McBride, and the point to Howard. Back row attack, Tamar Robertson.
Morgan State's trying to add a couple different wrinkles into their offensive scheme. We've seen those inside balls from the outside. Now you're seeing a back row attack, not just a big out of the middle of the court, actually shifted towards the right side. So trying to add a couple extra elements in.
Tyler Robertson leading the way now, 16 kills and 10 digs. She's got a double-double here in the third set. Another point to the Lady Bears.
Sophie Payway at the service line.
19-13. Morgan State running away with this one a little bit. On the backside, Tamar Wells has it stuffed. Zoe McBride in on the block.
Sophie Payway at the service line.
I think both these teams are kind of in recovery mode from the second set.
Tipton up the middle.
I like Tipton right there, and this is what Howard will do. They'll kind of move their attackers around more frequently than Morgan State will. So they'll shift them out of serve receive, and it's almost like wide receivers in football. You send them on different routes to try and trick and change what the defense is having to do in order to beat you.
Tipton's serve goes long.
Point, Lady Bears.
Second service error of the night for Journey. It's going to be the 9th service error for Howard tonight.
Roy Wallace.
Roy Wallace, the senior now. Second team All-MEAC selection this season. And she serves one into the net.
Bison! Ladies and gentlemen, I want to remind you, for the safety of our players, no flash photography when you're taking photos.
I think if you were to ask Morgan State right now if they were happy with their play, even though they have a 6-point advantage, I don't think they would say yes. They're a little frustrated. They seem a little out of rhythm with their offense. They got to get that figured out before the fourth set comes around.
McBride into the dig of Journey Tipton. Tipton from the back row, a bit aggressive there.
Point, Lady Bears.
Morgan State is hitting 309 for this match. On the season, they're hitting 199. So they are well above average tonight, playing up to the competition. Kira Porter. They go to her when they need a point.
They may be well above their hitting efficiency, but one thing they are very good at is getting kills per set. So they actually lead the MEAC with about 13 kills per set.
Bison looking to go on a run here. McBride off the block. On the right side, Michaela Ross. And that'll fall on the Bison side. 23-16.
At the service line, number 20, Genevieve Santos.
Genevieve Santos, the libero, sends it away. Here, Porter off 1 foot. Ross into a block. Tyler Robertson. And that's going to fall to the floor. Tyler Robertson is having a huge third set for the Lady Bears.
And she's just managing her situations, recognizing set location and what is in front of her defensively.
First really lopsided set that we've seen so far tonight. Set point, 24-16. And that one's going to find some open floor.
Well, and that's the difference right there for Robertson. She just wants to go swing. You got to play defense first.
Number 2, replacing number 21.
Substitutions now for Howard. Abby Morrow behind the service line. The junior libero from Detroit, Michigan. Wallace. Up the middle, and Sarah Brown finishes it off for the Lady Bears, and they will take the third set. What a huge set, Cameron. 25-17.
Check out this last swing from Sarah Brown. The big advantage after the third set.
Back here inside Bird Gymnasium for the MEAC Championship matchup. Cameron Irwin, Sam Ravitch with you here tonight. It's been a back and forth battle, although that third set was pretty lopsided. And Morgan State with a 2-1 advantage. If they can win this fourth set, they will go on and punch their ticket to the NCAA tournament. Sean Kupferberg and company trying to prevent that and force a fifth. Your impressions of that third set and what you saw from the entire team, but really Tyler Robertson, 7 kills in that set. She exploded.
Tyler Robertson was definitely the focal point of that third set, but an interesting note, we talked about it to start off this match. Who will step up defensively? Through the second set, they were only 2 points apart in terms of their digs. The difference in that set, 16 total digs for Morgan State and just 11 for Howard. That was a big separating factor in set 3.
And how about serve receive too? That seems to be a problem for Howard, especially later on in sets. Now that third set was a bit lopsided, but that has certainly let Morgan State creep back into some sets. Point to Morgan State there. Double contact for the Bison.
To the Bison. Point, Lady Bears.
Once again, the Lady Bears will receive the first point of the set.
If you're Howard, you got to play to win in this set. Don't be scared to lose.
Out of system ball again. Chance for Morgan State here. Up the middle, Sarah Brown into the dig of Fola Wilson. Wallace to McBride. That was off the left hand of Samara Blair.
Zoe McBride knows she's got some space to work down the line because they're setting up defensively so heavy into her angle.
At the net, nice athletic play by Blair to keep it alive, but put straight away by Sarah Brown. A couple of kills early on for the 5'9" sophomore from Bowie, Maryland.
I like that they use Sarah Brown quick in transition. There was so little time for Howard to set up their defense.
Sarah Brown's got 9 kills tonight. And finally, a kill for Tamara Wells, the MEAC Rookie of the Year.
Fola Wilson at the service line for the Bison.
A much needed side out for the Bison. Fola Wilson sends it away. Tough serve and an ace. Genevieve Santos was saying she got that pancake under there.
But there's that jump float serve that the bottom just completely drops out of, so you think you're lined up appropriately, when in reality you've got to be an additional 1 to 2 feet forward.
Off the top of the tape, Genevieve Santos is there for that one. McBride, whistle blows, and a net violation. That'll be on Kira Porter.
Net violation charge to the Bison. Substitution for the Lady Bears for the replacing #1 at the service line.
A couple of those can be momentum killers too.
Well, especially if you've got a dig behind
right.
it. Ooh.
Tough serve and an ace for Sophie Payrek.
And ace.
Howard's going to take an extra moment here in the middle of their huddle. Try and get reset. Do not let this get out of hand.
Sophie Payrek, the junior from Serbia. Micah Mitchell on the swing. Roy Wallace. Tough set there. Oh, a beautiful point. Out of system for Kayla Williams. I don't know how she got that to the floor.
She only had one place to go. She's well outside of the antenna, which means you can only go sharp into the angle. Somehow she gets a nice contact on that.
That's a huge point right there. Things were starting to look like they could get out of hand. Wallace to McBride. The block was set up. Kira Porter on that right pin. Bump set to McBride. Miscommunication there for Howard. Down the line, nice save in the back for Morgan State. The block coming alive for Howard here. And the point's going to go to the Bison.
Bison!
All tied, 5-all. Back row, Tyler Robertson's swing goes long, and Howard takes the lead. Kayla Diaz with the hot hand behind the service line. A timeout called by Morgan State. Howard with a couple of points here in a row. They lead 6-5. 67 digs in total for Morgan State. A 10-point advantage in that category for the match. And a kill, Michaela Ross. Starting to heat up here in the fourth set.
Well, that's a different swing for Michaela Ross right there. Instead of hitting the low seam, she goes high seam and attacks the top of the block deep into the court.
First time out for Howard and Coach Sean Kupferberg. Ramona Riley Bozier talking to her team, trailing by 3. Hey, keep in mind, SportsCenter tonight after Florida Xavier with Bucci and Anderson. They'll have Packers 49ers post-game press conferences. Hear from Aaron Rodgers himself, plus Cowboys Pats reactions. Dak leads the NFL best offense against Belichick's top-ranked defense, and Mavs Rockets post-game. Good night in sports. We've got a great matchup here in the MEAC Conference Championship match. It's been back and forth between these two teams.
Sam, you think we're going 5?
I think so. I think so. It's just, it would be a disappointment if we didn't. I mean, at this point, right, you get a second set that goes 37-35. What do you think?
You know what? I think we're going.
We've gotten this far. We might as well go 5.
At the service line, for the Lady Bears, number 20, Genevieve Santos.
Genevieve Santos will send it away. Trailing by 3. Good serve. Well out of system here. Morrow has to pass it over. Journey Tipton. Wallace keeps it on the side of the Lady Bears. Somehow stays alive, but too many touches for Howard there.
Michaela Ross goes 2-on-1 right there. She ends up with the joust victory.
Genevieve Santos at the service line.
Impressive play from Genevieve Santos, though. She's already got 26 digs, and 9 of those alone in this set.
Journey Tipton.
Journey Tipton there.
Substitution. Bison, number 4, replacing number 12.
Got 14
Number 8,
kills
replacing
tonight,
number 16.
35 swings. That's the most
At the service line,
by
number
far.
4, Samara Bland.
What we haven't seen, who just checked in, was Kaylin Williams, who had a huge second set. Able to save one there.
She had 0 kills, though, in the third set.
That's right. Wallace on the backside, Michaela Ross's swing, and Tamar Wells just couldn't get that one over.
She went to go with a little bit of a reverse slide there, trying to go off one foot.
Substitution for the Lady Bears.
It's tough when the ball is that high.
Freshman mistake?
It's tough. I mean, you can try and send it over. Maybe look for a little bit of a harder contact rather than a tip. The ball's that high, the velocity increases as you go to try and get a contact on it.
A back row attack from McBride has it stuffed right back. A net violation there. Point's going to go to Morgan State.
I'm not sure if I've seen coverage quite like I have in this match. Just, again, I cannot speak to the defense enough for not letting the ball fall to the ground.
Genevieve Santos, again, you mentioned it, worth mentioning again, a great story. She was out and down for the count. She was sick, now back playing in the championship match. They need her. Weren't sure if she was going to play in this one, and there's Williams getting back in the action.
She worked really hard in that rally. She got kind of tripped up with a weird dig location. They got Blair and herself kind of in a crossing pattern, but she stays steady, remains calm, gets that wide transition out on the right side and finds a line.
Wallace to Robertson.
Well, it's too early on that block. You got to see the set height. Morgan State likes to run it really fast, but that time it was a little bit too high for Robertson. You got to be able to adjust your block.
Tyler Robertson, 15 double-doubles this season. She's got another one tonight. Williams into the block. That was set up and ready. Sarah Brown and Zoe McBride in on the block.
Well, sometimes when you hit this hard, it comes back this hard. McBride just walks away like nothing happened.
That's a 9-2 run for Morgan State now. We're all tied, 18 all. Williams gears up for one cross court. Nice dig by Robertson, but can't keep it alive.
Wallace took a little bit of a hard hit there, trying to chase down that second contact.
Fuller Wilson behind the service line again, a dangerous serve. And that one's going to hit the up official, and a point to Howard University.
Again, to watch Brown and Porter go head to head, whether it's blocking one another or going up and taking big swings quick off the transition of their own attacks, is very impressive.
McBride was calling for that one, you could hear it. And she got the kill.
But that's called an overload. The pass is pushed more towards the outside. You still have a middle attacker that's running in front of the setter, and then you have that quick ball to the pin. That causes some hesitation in the middle blocker on the other side, as well as the right side blocker. You're overloading their brain.
Williams again on the right side. She's fired up, huh? Kaylin Williams.
Because Williams just went OT, which means over the top of the block. And if you're doing that, that means you are beyond elevating. Check this out.
Williams has got 16 kills. She's hitting 300 tonight. Wallace over in two. Haven't seen that tonight. Maybe she was waiting until the fourth set.
Well, she was forced into it a couple of times earlier in this match, but that time was the first on a perfect pass, which is honestly the best time to dump when they least expect it, especially if you haven't done it. (21-20). Diaz to the far side. Into the block, and too much to handle, all tied again. We're starting to see a little bit more of the outside versus right side show. We've seen a lot of the middle v middle, but it's starting to get shifted, and that's because McBride's still up in that front row.
Roy Wallace with a serve. Michaela Ross. And her swing goes long. Missed contact there.
Let the play come to you. Let the ball come down. Find that swing.
Number 21. At the service line, number 2, Abby Morrow.
They have had success in this rotation with Abby Morrow behind the service line. And the tip goes down. Michaela Ross.
If you're Howard right now, you got to focus on maintaining your blocking composure. And by that, I mean, you can't just go up, quick hands, pull them back down, and try and earn the stuff block. You got to finish your block through almost your entire landing.
Journey Tipton tries the line and succeeds. Journey Tipton.
Tipton nearly hit that from over the top of her head. Her swing is so high above and almost to her left side.
15 kills, 13 digs for a double-double for Journey Tipton. The Lady Bears will take their first time out of this fourth set. So again, this is another close one. 23-22. We had 37-35 back in the second. I won't say we're going to go that far, but again, these two teams have played each other tight. You look at the stat sheets, they are almost identical aside from that one third set.
It's so fun, though, to see these two teams battling just head-to-head. And even if there's been separation, which we've seen in all of the sets, early in the set, and the next thing you know, somebody starts to climb their way back in. And I think that speaks to the composure of both of these teams, as well as both of their staff. To have a coach stay calm and reasonable throughout that really high emotive state is so critical for both of these teams. And yeah, you're still going to see that emotion from time to time, but it's about how do they respond when there's failure? How do they respond when an adjustment needs to be made? And both of these coaching staffs have done a phenomenal job working with their athletes. You can see Kupferberg right now simply just having that conversation. Here are some adjustments. Let's attack these few simple things and move forward from there. Morgan State, exact same thing.
Yeah, Coach Bozier, I mean, you think of Morgan State volleyball, you think of head coach Ramona Riley-Bozier, 32nd season. 32 seasons at Morgan State, not overall, at the same university coaching these young women, and she has impressed so far this season, maybe your most talented group.
Well, she even played at Morgan State, too. Fun fact.
There's a block right there on the right pin. Michaela Ross right into the block of Marcel Butler.
Low set, tight and inside. Trying to get put in a phone booth there.
Set point to try and force 5 tonight for Howard University. And a kill. Michaela Ross says not so fast. Still, set point.
Ross changes her attack location. We've seen her go heavy into the angle and into the seam. That time just nice high line.
Genevieve Santos with the float serve. Set up nicely for Tamara Wells, but it goes long. And pleading for a tip. The Howard University Bison, and Coach Kupferberg is going to be forced to use his final challenge, it looks like.
So looking either for a tip off the top of the block or whether that ball was in or out. We're going to find out right now. Looking to see if that ball was inbounds.
I just showed it on the big screen here inside Bird Gymnasium, and that's going to be quickly reversed.
I was going to say, that ball's in.
Quickly reversed, and Howard is fired up, and the Bison will force a 5th set. We got a good one here in the nation's capital. The 5th set is coming up next on ESPNU. And we go to a 5th set here inside Bird Gymnasium again. This has been a back and forth for the MEAC championship. Cameron Irwin, Sam Ravitch, we take a look back at this set, Cam.
Well, and it's specifically the play of Williams on the right side. She started to come back. She was silent in the 3rd set. She had 0 kills then, but the 4th set, she added an additional 4. And it's all about the timing, too. It's when she's getting those kills, and it's in critical moments. She stepped up big time for her team.
All right, 5th set, here's how it goes. She played to 15 points. Still have to win by 2. The winner of this set will indeed win the match and punch their ticket to the NCAA tournament. Kaylin Williams, a big part of this Howard offense. 13 kills. She's hitting 286 tonight. The Bison have won this match, the championship, each of the last 4 years, trying to make it 5 in a row. On the other side, Morgan State has not won this match since the year 2000. So a lot on the line here as far as history goes, but I don't think these players are necessarily thinking about that right now. They're thinking about how do we win this first set.
They're thinking we got to find 15 points somewhere. And again, so important because this is an automatic bid into the NCAA tournament. Howard has made it there the last 4 years. They've only picked up 1 set in that time, 1 over Penn State back in, I believe, 2017. They had to face Penn State again in 2018. So if they could get a chance to return to the NCAA tournament, find one of those top top seeds, it's going to be a tough route, but it would be huge to go 5 straight. And for Morgan State, I mean, you said it, the last time they won this match was back in 2000. The last time they were even in this match was in 2006. So this would be huge for their program to be able to return to the top of the MEAC.
You've played in hundreds of 5-setters. What are keys to winning 5-setters, if there are any?
Clear the slate, and you just got to go for it. Stay aggressive.
Fola Wilson will set. Micah Mitchell. Zoe McBride off some high hands. And the first point of the 5th set will go to the Lady Bears.
As much as you want to be aggressive, you also still need to maintain your composure as well as your control.
And a service error from Roy Wallace, the setter, will give a point back to Howard. You cannot have those in 15-point sets.
Well, that's what I was just about to say. Those become even bigger of an error in this short set. It's not as much of a marathon. It's now just a quick sprint.
Kayla Diaz, one of the freshman setters, sends it away. Wallace up the middle. Micah Mitchell off the block, trying to find a cross-court swing. Shaded to Bro, has it stuffed right back in her face by Kira Porter, the senior, the lone senior. That has made an impact.
And Butler does a nice job, too, recognizing what's coming her direction and in her zone on that right side. She also goes to help with the middle attack.
Wallace to the left side. Double contact will give a point to Howard.
That's 2 big missed opportunities for Morgan State. There was a one-on-one opportunity on the outside from Michaela Ross, and she ends up getting blocked. Then they push and force the back set and find an error.
McBride with a swing and a kill. They'll go to her when they need some kills. Zoe McBride tonight has been there all night long.
Well, that swing's even more impressive because Howard knows it's coming.
Yeah,
they're sending their blocks, sending them early. They're right in front of McBride.
22 kills, 11 digs for McBride this evening. Marcel Butler. Nice up in the back by Journey Tipton. And that one looked a bit awkward. Point to Howard there. Carried it.
Yeah, that's the right call. She kind of caught that one behind her head and then threw it the other direction. For that to not be called a carry, you got to make sure one of the kind of key things you can look for is that ball in front of her shoulder and in front of her head before she pushes.
Abby Morrow. Tough serve. And an ace. The junior from Detroit, Michigan. That's her second ace tonight. And a timeout early for Morgan State here in this 5th set. They trail by 3. Genevieve Santos. Cross-court kill, Marcel Butler. The 12s have been going at it tonight. Marcel Butler and Michaela Ross have both taken a lot of swings the last couple of sets.
Especially from, obviously, the right side where both of them are positioned.
Kira Porter, the senior, with her serve. Off the chest of Morrow. Just looked a bit awkward there, and Howard couldn't keep it alive.
Substitution for the Lady Bears, number 11 replacing number 12.
We've seen 3-point deficits just get erased almost instantaneously throughout this match. So even though it is 4-7, this could switch very quickly.
Jasmine Hubbard serves it away for Morgan State. Tipton off the block. And it falls. Journey Tipton with the kill. Both sides will switch.
Lady Bears 4.
Journey Tipton staying aggressive. Again, the same concept. Plenty of space for her to take a full swing. And I like the length of that set as well. You're forcing the block to have to work the entire length of the court. And especially in that fifth set, hey, maybe you're a half a second slower. Maybe that opens up a seam, which is exactly what happened in that last rally.
8-4, again, play to 15. Got to win by 2 here in these fifth sets. Both teams will switch sides here at the halfway point in the fifth set. Samira Blair with the serve. Robertson into the block. Robertson again. The block is there. Tamara Wells just couldn't finish it off. Point to the Lady Bears.
And good news for Morgan State. Zoe McBride has now rotated back to the front row. They're actually going to check that rotation just to make sure.
Tyler Robertson, the junior outside, will be behind the service line in this rotation. Tipped it. Oh, takes flight.
That's a rotation you've got to stay focused on. You have 3 attackers. They're all shifted to the left side. You can't forget about Journey Tipton as she shifts back there kind of in the distance of a defender, so you don't see her.
Uncontested there. Open net.
Yeah, Brown doesn't even know she's coming.
9-5. Up the middle, Sarah Brown, what a save in the back row by Blair. McBride off some high hands. Blair's gonna set Mitchell. Micah Mitchell. Coach Kupferberg likes it, first team to 10 and a timeout by Morgan State.
Watch what happens here. You get the nice swing from Brown, but the very impressive dig in the right back corner from Blair. Another transition from McBride. And this is just the scrappy defense of Howard. The rally just continues on. And ultimately, what's intriguing is that the block just stays down.
Yeah,
they don't even go up. And how fun for Kupferberg. But that's 2 blocking errors, in my opinion, in the last 2 rallies where Brown either hasn't gotten there or hasn't gotten up. And the same thing for Wallace. They thought, hey, this is going to be a free ball. She's out of system, ball's inside. And next thing you know, Mitchell still stays aggressive. Kind of takes like a one-footed approach, a slide into that outside ball.
And again, the last 5 champions, 4 of which have come to the Howard University Bison each of the last 4 years. If they can win a 5th, that would tie a conference record set by Florida A&M.
I think this would be so important for this program moving forward in the sense that there are 10 new student athletes on this roster. And Kupferberg has talked about it multiple times, saying we have to figure out what our identity is. So many of these athletes, they haven't won a conference title, even though you see it, the 4 straight there. So if they are able to pick up this title, that solidifies a huge part of their identity.
It certainly does. You got 2 freshman setters who have played the entire match, and a lot of youngsters that are going to be returning, which also could be scary for the rest of the conference. Samara Blair can't get to that one. Morgan State gets a point in here. Zoe McBride's got 23 kills tonight. That leads both sides.
Yeah, on 69 swings. Woo.
Into the net. An attacking error for Micah Mitchell. A transfer from Wake Forest.
We've seen crazier things than a 5-point comeback in this match already. Quote, 37-35.
Yes. 37-35 was the score of the second set. Blair has to hustle to get to that one. Mitchell still gets a swing off. McBride into the dig of Journey Tipton. Tipton with a tip over. McBride into the block. They'll try Zoe McBride again over the block this time, but Fola Wilson is there. Chance here for the Bears. Up the middle. Tamara Wells is there to keep it alive. And Williams puts it away. Kaylin Williams with the emphatic swing to the floor.
She waited for her opportunity. They just were getting touch after touch, not able to get a transition swing until that moment. That's a wrist away. She nearly pulled her shoulder out of her socket to turn that ball back down the line.
4-point difference. Howard 11-7 here in the fifth. McBride off the block and down. 12-7. Howard 3 points away from a fifth consecutive MEAC championship.
Great eye work by the block of Howard. They saw the inside attempt and adjusted their block accordingly.
McBride somehow finds an angle and keeps the hopes alive for the Lady Bears.
That's where she's found a lot of success, just staying with that line shot, the quick tempo to the pin, not allowing that block to get set up.
If there's anything I've learned about Morgan State tonight, it's that they are never out of the fight. We have seen 5-point comebacks and 4-point comebacks left and right for these Lady Bears. Williams on again. Kaylin Williams, unstoppable tonight. She's got 18 kills, 43 swings. She's hitting .326.
And this is the beautiful thing about a balanced offense. I talked about with this offense, you got to find the hot hitter because any given night it could be somebody different. Tonight, it's all about Williams and Porter.
Morgan State still with 2 timeouts, but may not need to use one after a service error. Lady Bears now back within 4. They got to go on a run pretty soon if they want to stick in this one. Diaz to Butler, and that swing goes long, so maybe you get some errors to help you out along the way. Sean Kupferberg pacing, hasn't stopped since the second set over there on the bench for Howard. Your reporter has it blocked. On the backside, and Mitchell has it stuck right back in her face. And here we go again. And a timeout.
This is too fun.
Timeout called by Howard. And it's a 2-point deficit.
I was a little worried about DeBro in this rally because she had an opportunity on an out-of-system play to add a little bit of pace. Instead, she just kind of sets it over, but she couples that with a much-needed block.
So, a nice little run here from Oregon State. Still, Howard 2 points away from a MEAC championship. What's the message that Coach Kupferberg is telling his girls versus the message that Coach Ramona Riley-Bozier is telling her?
Well, this is a tough moment. We talked about how there's 2 freshman setters. There's so much youth on this team. So not letting the moment be too big. Stay steady and stay aggressive. I think to quote him, he said, we need to have a controlled aggression. And I think that's exactly what his team needs right now. Don't be scared to make an error. You got to go out and try and win the game. Play without fear. And with that being said, you got to pass the ball.
You got to pass the ball,
You got to get in systems so your attackers have a chance.
It has been a great crowd here tonight, too. Both teams relentless.
At the service line For the Lady Bears,
Zoe
number 7,
McBride will be
Zoe
behind the service line, the leader in pretty much every offensive category for Morgan State tonight. 24 kills on 74 swings with 11 digs. Kira Porter. Diaz to the middle. Porter on again. Couldn't get much behind that one. Robertson on the left pin, and it's blocked. Point to Howard. Match point, Bison.
And you gotta love it's coming out the hand of Porter. The senior gets a big-time block in a big-time moment.
At the service line, number 2, Abby Morrow. Match point.
Abby Morrow with a chance to send the Bison back to the NCAA tournament. Cleaning up the floor quickly. Can they finish it off? Nice up in the back. Cross court. Diaz to the backside. Marcel Butler off some hands. Robertson and a kill. Morgan State won't go away.
Well, there was a kill or the net violation from Howard. Point goes the direction for Morgan State.
Number 20, Genevieve Santos. Still match point.
Still match point. Diaz to Tipton, slips it through, and Howard won't go back to the NCAA tournament.
The next final score: Howard University Bison 15, Morgan State University Lady Bears 12.
What an incredible match! What an incredible environment for the 2019 MEAC championship. Just an absolute battle by the Howard Bison.
5th straight MEAC title. That ties the conference record. We'll see if they can maybe not get a matchup against Penn State this time. That's a tough first matchup.
Well, and Coach Kupferberg said, hey, we have to find a new identity this season.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? I think you just found it because you're conference champs.
An incredible night, an incredible performance. The Howard Bison rightfully so celebrating, but I mean, how about the effort from Morgan State? I don't think many people expected them to get to this match, but the effort that they portrayed was incredible tonight.
You got to go hats off to Morgan State from top to bottom. Their coaching staff, their student athletes, they were so fun to get to know in such a short time that we got with them. I just love the fight and the thrill of watching them play. They never let a ball hit the floor. They played so scrappy and played with their hearts.
Coach Sean Kupferberg getting hugs all around. The MEAC trophy held up high for the 5th straight year by the Howard Bison. For Kira Porter, she hasn't known losing. She has won her all 4 years as a senior.
Well, she said she was going to feel relief if they won this. Well, now you can breathe, Kira. Here's your relief.
Well, Cameron, it was a pleasure. Really fun tonight. A really great match. Once again, our final score, Howard 3, Morgan State 2. Coming up next, it's the SWAC Women's Volleyball Championship. Thanks for joining us. For Cameron Irwin, I'm Sam Ravitch saying so long from our nation's capital, Washington, D.C. Howard to the NCAA tournament.